Well, it is not the first show. It's definitely not the best show. It's the last show. Do you know what time it is by any chance?
It's getting
Okay.
late, about 25 after 8, and we got you to
No,
come back for another week.
you're wrong. It's 7:25.
Oh,
7:25. I do not observe daylight savings time. I don't observe it. I'm over it. It's enough. I I had PT at 7:30 a.m. yesterday. I walked in and I said, it's really 6:30, right? And everybody just kind of looked at me and groaned. I can't stand this. You would think an hour is no big deal, but it turns out it is. Have you been affected by it?
I don't want to say I'm not affected by it, but I'll tell you, I don't really care, but I do feel like the point behind all of it is likely not uh with us anymore. Like it's probably outdated. I do
Yeah,
agree
I
with
don't even
that.
know what it is. World War II, farmers, I don't know. It's over.
Hmm.
Listen, if Arizona doesn't have to
Right.
uh
Arizona was right. Yep.
observe it, then neither do I. So I am a daylight savings time denier.
All right. So you got hit hard this week.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't even care. Like, just keep it. I don't even change my clock in my car. So my clock in my car was wrong for since November, and now it's right.
Now it's right again. Yeah.
Now it's right. It'll be right until November, and then it'll be wrong again. I don't even waste the time on it.
What are you gonna do when you get a new
So,
car? Everything's smart these days. My truck is the only thing I had to change. Everything else, everything's digital and smart. It already updated.
uh, my wife is really good about changing the clocks in the house, but my phone. So I guess, so no, I've been driving around with two clocks. So the radio will have the iPhone time, which is great.
Oh yeah.
And then my dash has is an hour and was been an hour behind. So yeah. So anyway, I don't like it. I just think it's a dumb thing, and the world, we can't even agree, this country can't even agree on what time it is. I don't know how we're gonna get anything else done. But I think I promised people last week that I was going to, first of all, I may run for president up just on the daylight savings time thing. I
You
think
might
I
you
have a
might
good
get a few
chance.
votes. You might get a few votes.
I think I'd get a lot of votes. But I think the other thing is so we talked about this. I do a walk. I try to do a walk every day. Last couple of days,
Hmm.
I couldn't do it. I wasn't feeling
Proud
well.
of you. Well, the days you did it.
Thank you. The thing is, I think you should always you should always prepare for the worst. And I believe when you're going on these walks, you should have a weapon on you, a non-lethal
Where
weapon.
where are you walking?
Well, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Nobody expects it until it happens, and then it happens, and you're like, "Oh, I should have listened to Jason. He's pretty smart about this thing." So, a non-lethal weapon. Somebody was showing me over the weekend a gun that shoots like pepper gas. It's
Wow.
non-lethal. Um, and so I think that's a great idea. I don't know, but I'm not going to walk around town with a pepper gas gun. I have other weapons. I won't reveal what, but I think you should have a weapon, and I think you should focus on non-lethal weaponry. And I believe that all of our wars should be non-lethal. I believe that you should
That,
have,
that might defeat the purpose of the war, but yeah.
well, no, you go have a chess match, have a paintball gun match. Um, drop drop people in a maze. I don't know. I just feel like the killing of the people, it's just like, come on, it's 2024. We really got to kill other people to prove our point? Like, honestly, that's absurd. It's absurd.
So it has made the world go round. I'm with you. I don't see the purpose,
There's
but
no need. It just makes other people. You kill somebody and then that makes them unhappy. Their family comes after you. They kill you and your family, then your family goes out, and then it never ends. It's like a fight in a parking lot that just never ends. Everybody's going back and forth. It's got to
Hmm.
stop. But that's
Escalate,
not even
escalate, escalate,
right.
escalate.
Right. So I think we need to focus on non-lethal war. I don't know what that looks like. It's just the beginning of the idea. You know me, I like to put an idea out there and kind of let it grow. So I think
So
non
it's there. Wait. There is non-lethal war going on, right? I mean, look at all the cybercrime and stuff, right? I mean, that's a new age part of war.
no, I'm talking more like a pickup basketball game. I don't think anything I don't think people should be doing bad stuff to each other. I think that's crazy. I think that's over. Non-lethal. And I guess non-lethal, non-painful, non-criminal. Um, I don't know. Is that I mean, is that crazy? Can't we just figure things out in some different way? It's not working. The war thing
Yeah.
is not working. Um,
You're trying to solve the world problems. I love it.
well, yeah. I mean, there's a great there's a great listen, nobody else is doing it. And you just reminded me, there's a great Jerry Garcia quote, Jerry Garcia of the great Grateful Dead. And the quote is, somebody has to do something. And it's just incredibly pathetic that it has to be us. And that's how I feel sometimes. Somebody's got to do something, and if I don't do it, nobody's going to do it.
Who will? Yeah.
Right. No one's going to come up with that. So I guess the only other rule I would have is war should be non-lethal. And if you violate that, you get killed.
Then you're
Then you get
then
killed.
you're lethally executed.
So then you get killed. Yeah. So I don't know. That's what. So that was the beginning of the idea, but I don't stop there. I don't, you would, normal person would stop there. But my whole deal is, okay, that's a great idea. How do you take somebody who hates you, wants to kill you, wants to defeat you? It's in their culture, their blood. How do you stop that? And there's
Hmm.
people, I mean, listen, you can pick any place on earth. There's someone racist against everybody and would love to kill them and maim
Yep.
them. And it doesn't matter who you are. So I thought about it. I said, you know what? Imagine you were in those shoes and you just grew up in this hate. You hated this other form of people. Now imagine that they started giving you money, dropping good food, building houses for you to live in, taking care of you, making it so that you wanted to
Showering you with
live.
kindness.
You wanted to live. The whole reason I love being alive and I love living and I love walking with non-lethal weapons in my pocket. I love that stuff. The idea of killing other people, and it doesn't even enter into my head. It's absurd. It's crazy to me because my life is good right now. If maybe people's lives aren't that good, and so they don't care. They have nothing else. Let's make everybody's life a little bit better. There's less likely to be cyber criming, and maybe instead they'll say, "Listen, I'd like to attack your IT infrastructure, but instead let's play 3 games of chess."
What a way to settle it.
What a way to
What?
settle it. And then everybody would be better at chess. And a lot of times you say, "Hey, you play chess? I'd like to play you." They say, "No, I don't play chess." Nobody plays chess anymore. So maybe I don't really care about world peace. I just want more people to play chess against. Maybe that's the whole thing. You know, the other thing, did people used to say this when you were a kid? Did people used to say, if you eat another bagel, you're going to turn into a bagel?
Not that phrase, but yeah, in general, right? If you keep eating this, you're gonna turn into
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I've heard
Oh,
that.
yeah. If you eat another a bowl of pasta, you're going to turn into a bowl of
Yep.
pasta. I don't hear that anymore. I think that should be part of the non-lethal warfare. I think people should
Not for
be,
nothing. I feel like kids are picky these days, so they don't eat enough of any one thing
they don't
anyway.
eat anything, right? But you can use it for anything. Oh, you play another video game, you're going to turn into a video game. My family was constantly saying that. But I haven't heard that phrase.
So what did you turn into?
I think pasta. I loved spaghetti, and yeah. Um, but they used to say it about everything. Anything I did more than once, I was going to turn into it. So I thought I thought I was a shapeshifter as a kid. It's all they talked about.
That's a
Oh, you
good
do
power to
this.
have.
Oh, he's going to turn into. Oh, everything. I was afraid. So I don't know, but I'd like to bring that back.
I like it.
Any any um any thoughts on what's going on in the news these days? What do you got?
Well, we don't talk about true crime a whole lot. We haven't yet anyway on the show. I know you and I both follow it. Um, but there's a couple things happening. I know this is a little outside the bounds of true crime. It's more like harsh reality. But James Crumbly, the father of the kid who killed those four students in Michigan a few years ago, he got convicted tonight. So him and his wife have now both been convicted on involuntary manslaughter.
It's because they didn't stop their son from shooting, right?
There was a lot of stuff. I don't remember all the exact details, but one of the big ones was they were aware that he
Hmm.
had either talked about it or brought it into school at one point and basically said, you can't get caught. You know, that was their way of kind of chastising him. And they also were responsible, I think, for buying the gun for him. And
That
they knew about some of his history, obviously, right? They're his parents. So yeah, kind of groundbreaking, right? That the parents are now getting pulled into these cases. But arguably, I can see the connection here, at least in this case.
right. Because maybe they'll be a little, I mean, where are these kids getting the guns from? A lot of times they're taking them from home.
Yeah.
So if the parents are not responsible, then who is?
Yeah, not that you know everything your kid is doing. Like that's, that's
No,
not
but
lost on me. But if you're gifting your child a lethal weapon
right.
and, they go on lots of walks, they're a dangerous person.
Right.
So,
That's why that's why you should listen. I mean, but they imagine if they should just give him a non-lethal weapon is what
I, you know
that's
what?
the
You
problem.
you said it. Give him a basketball. Can you imagine if he settled his differences on the court?
Right. I mean, honestly, nobody wants to do any of that stuff.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to do that stuff. Well, it's just a sad story. Any of those things are sad. And I hope maybe this will make a difference. Maybe they can feel better knowing that they're going to jail and maybe them going to jail makes a difference and kind of teaches a lesson to everyone else. Keep an eye on your kids.
that's it. Yeah.
Uh,
Guns are not good gifts, especially
no,
for
I
a
don't think so.
child.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I don't
so.
care what state you live in. Yeah,
Right,
it's not a good gift for a child.
right. Have you ever touched the gun? Have you
I
shot
have. Hmm.
shot a gun?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not a, gun carrying individual or anything, but yeah, bachelor party was a good time. Shooting a bunch of rounds off, different weapons. It was
Your
good.
bachelor party?
It was not mine. It was not
Okay.
mine. One of my buddies. Um, Lovely state of Pennsylvania, middle of nowhere. We found out about halfway through. I think we were on our like fourth weapon, where we were getting into longer ranges of weapons.
Hmm.
And the homeowner, he's literally a homeowner. We're in his side yard, huge property.
Right.
Says, this gun you need to aim down. See that berm over there? Beyond that berm is my neighbor.
Oh,
The whole time we're shooting towards his neighbor.
oh my God. And how far does a bullet go?
The long rifle we were shooting, I don't know, a couple hundred yards. I
Wow.
mean, some of the pistols are shorter range. Again, I'm not a gun expert by any stretch of the imagination, but like skeet shooting and stuff, yeah, the shotgun blasts aren't going as far as his yard was. So
But still, I mean, that's a scary thing.
yeah, but
Well,
you know what? They're fun. I can see the thrill of
mhm,
weapons, but I've never felt I needed one for my own protection.
yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? I I mean, I think if you have an alarm, I think if I think there's precautions you can take, but I don't know. Again, you should always prepare for that worst case scenario because that's when, it's the thing you don't prepare for that gets you. But well, all right, that's kind of a bummer. I don't like to
So hit me with something good this week. What you got?
well, I I just this is late breaking news as we come on the air. This is a huge story because I'll tell you why this is a huge this show, and I'll tell you why.
Oh boy, milestones. What do we got?
Well, this is going to be a direct competition to um uh, as you know, uh this summer I will be launching a lifestyle blog about not leaving your home, staying
Hmm.
at home and living your best life.
Life within these four walls. Yep.
Right. I think it's the best thing in the world. I told you, the description I gave was my wife and I bought this house, and as soon as we bought the house, like we moved in, and a week later she said, "Where do you want to go on vacation?" I said, "I don't want to go anywhere. We just bought a house. This is the whole point. Like we stay here." The cavemen and women didn't find a good cave and say, "Oh, well, where do you want to go for the weekend?" They hung by the cave. So so I will be launching that. There'll be more to come on that. It's going to be the greatest thing ever because I've got a lot of work on this. Hours and hours of study on this. I know how to do it. I love being at home. I love it. I leave the house from time to time. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, Meghan Markle, um, America's darling, is is launching I guess a lifestyle blog called American Riviera. Now, I always have a problem with you're gonna have to help me with this word. I always say this wrong. Orchard?
Yeah,
Orchard?
that's good.
Maybe I say orchard sometimes. It's orchard?
Okay. Yeah, it's orchard,
Yeah,
right? Like
say,
a field of fruit trees, if you will,
right.
right? Yeah.
I say orchard sometimes.
Okay. A
I
cross
said it
between
right.
the flower, the orchid. Okay.
But she's got a website that has it's got three words for a name. What American Riviera Orchard.
No,
Orchard.
yeah, you got
Orchard. Orchard. What is it with the three names? American Riviera
orchard.
Orchard. I don't like so anyway, I cannot wait. I mean,
Is that a place? I don't even know what that
I
is.
don't know what it is. It's the
Oh,
name of
okay. This is just a teaser right now.
it's the name of her lifestyle brand.
Okay.
It's on
No.
yeah, she American Riviera or Orchard. Already there's a problem. People are gonna have a hard time saying
Well, we might
that.
want to poll our listeners. You might be the only one having that problem.
Maybe, but I don't know. So I don't know. Anyway, so it's gonna be some big gonna
All
be some
right, so
big competition.
you've got competition. So what's your goal here? To get more likes, more followers? What's
No,
the
I'll tell you.
KPI here?
I'll be straight with you. I I want to create this I'm so honest about this. I just listen. There's going to be some stuff that's I'm going to be selling, but I want to serve the audience. I
Mhm.
want the audience to enjoy themselves and to have a nice life, no matter where you live, no matter if you live in an apartment or a house or with your parents or with family,
Or
if
a she shed.
school, wherever.
Mhm.
If you're the kind of person that wears three collars, it doesn't matter. Whoever you are, you carry lethal weapons or non-lethal weapons, I don't care. I just feel like everybody wants to like, oh, I want to go travel. I do not want to. For what? What? Okay, name a place. Name a place that you want to go travel to.
Let's say Aruba.
Aruba. Well, you picked like one of the like there's two places that I
One of the
would go
best
to today.
destinations in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
go to Aruba, I'll go to Bermuda, but or I'll go to the Jersey Shore, which is terrible, but I'll go to a beach. Pick another place. Pick any other place.
Alaska.
Alaska. For what why would you go to Alaska?
Oh, beautiful scenery, man. You see what's left of the glacial formations, right?
But you
And
can't, you can see
cruise.
pictures of that.
Why not?
You can see pictures. You don't need to go there.
You can't feel the magnitude.
Okay. So you go there and you come back. How are you different? How is your life better as a result of you going there?
I now realize how small I am.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I was
Come
looking for a canned
on.
response
You,
for you.
the answer is you don't change at all. There
I
is no
feel good
difference. Your
with
life is the
memories.
same.
I feel good with the memories.
The memories. It's the same. You nothing changes.
Not to say I wouldn't make memories with
No,
a staycation.
the right, exactly. And I'm not saying never go anywhere. I'm just saying the travel that people are obsessed. Oh, where are you going on your vacation? Everybody asks, where are you going on vacation? I'm not going anywhere. I don't need, I'm happy. Look at me. Look at how happy I am. I don't need to go anywhere. I have so
You're
many
you're the
books.
happiest guy I know.
I actually, yeah, I would consider myself happy 95% of the time, believe it or not.
I
Even
will
when I'm
say it
upset,
takes a lot to ruffle your feathers. I will say that.
there is very little that makes me, even when I'm unhappy about something, like today, we just found out that I just found out what deferred interest is the hard way. We're looking at an account we had, and I realized that I've been paying it for years, and
Oh boy.
balance hasn't really gone down. And then we called, we made a couple of phone calls, and they explained some deferred interest to me. And so, but I don't remember it being deferred interest. I just remember it, usually it's like, oh, okay, you get interest free for 12 months, and then you get interest.
Right.
Deferred interest is they start building the interest on day one. After a year,
It
they drop that interest
it
on
hits.
for 12 months on. That was never, so I
Wow.
don't know. So I called up the furniture store. I said, send me, I'd love to see where I signed for this because I have no memory of this. And
Right.
it's possible it happened. They sent me a receipt that just said no interest for the first 18 months. That's all it said. And it said
Okay.
nothing about deferring.
Misleading.
So I guess what they want, I need to infer the defer.
In further defer.
I
I,
had to infer the defer. That's what they were expecting, is for me
I
to
assume
infer.
they probably opened up some type of line of credit for that, right? You got
Right.
some type of
At a bank.
card.
At a bank. No, no, I don't know. There's no card. Just a line
Okay.
of credit.
You
Uh,
might, I mean, you'll figure it out, but you could probably wipe that out with an actual no interest like credit card or something to get
well,
yourself back to where you need to be.
yeah, but they already put $3,000 worth of interest on the on the on it. So
Yikes.
I'm gonna I have the receipt. The word defer is nowhere there.
Right.
I can't be expected to infer the defer.
I don't know how anyone can infer the defer.
Right. You have to say that. You can't. So it wasn't anything with there. So I will keep you up to date on this.
Oh,
This is going to turn into a battle.
I love financial situations.
Yes.
I love it.
And I said to my wife, I said, you know who would be able to advise me on this? And she said, your dad. And I called him up, I explained it to him, and initially he said, go, he said, yeah, I think you got a case. And then after he thought about it, he said, their legal team looks at all this paperwork. I don't think they would. I don't. And there's probably a scan of your signature. The guy who you talk to probably just doesn't have access to it. So, but I don't know. Show me the money. Show me where I signed for that. Because I
I can
don't.
hear your father saying, "Son, you got to infer the defer."
That was all me. That's another. I'm gonna have to contact the Yale Book of Quotations is getting about 7 emails from me.
Every day.
Yeah. Every 3 sentences I'm inventing a new term. So infer the defer. Don't be like me. Because then if you can infer the defer, you can defer the defer if you know what the terms are. So if I had known, I would have paid it off before the deferred finance charges. And
Right.
maybe somebody told me, who knows? This was all a crazy time in my life. Um, so Anyway, all right. Any other news stories?
No, I know again there's updates, I believe. My wife hinted to me today that there's some updates in the Delphi case. I don't have
Oh,
them in front of me, so we'll have to table that for future discussion because I
yeah.
know you and I are both very interested in that case.
Yeah, it's such a weird, it's the whole thing is so weird and some just very grimy people involved. But yeah, that's a and the guy that they have there allegedly has been he's confessed several times to his
Mm-hmm.
wife
To
and
his wife, yeah, on the phone.
it's crazy to me. They had pictures of this guy, they had his voice on tape, and it took them 5 years to bust this guy. He was just
Yeah,
living in town.
yeah.
Uh, and they got him on a bullet. I think he left a bullet there.
Yeah,
It's
it was underneath the body, I think. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like there might be some problems in the case.
yeah.
So I'm curious to see. I'll have to get caught up on that one for
And who
next time.
knows? Just because someone's charged, you don't know. And I don't, I mean, it seems like they got the right guy. I don't know. There's also people saying there were some weird theories that some kind of ritual and there was
Hmm.
another group
That was
involved.
coming from his camp a lot. Well, I don't think it originated in his camp, but his camp was certainly trying to use that to their advantage
Right,
to show other possible scenarios.
right. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, and uh, this goes back to the last episode where um we talked about the guy who said he doesn't believe in space, right? And I said, I believe in space, but I know what he means. And I think once you get into that headset or headspace, like I wasn't there. I don't know who did this. You can only take the evidence and kind of build a story, but you'll never unless you were there. You it's really hard to know exactly what the hell's going on. So
Very
anyway,
true.
um I am very interested to hear what your ULA is this week.
So I've been on the theme of cooking, and I feel like everyone now knows I don't have a stove that works. I should clarify that. I have an oven and a stove that does very well to hold all my other appliances. Um, but the Instapot, I know we briefly discussed it, and you said I'm on a list, but
The pressure
uh,
cooker.
right, glorified pressure cooker does a lot of different things. We live by this thing. I mean, my wife thought I was a little, you know, screws loose, whatever. I'm telling you, it makes all meals easier. You know,
Okay, but quantify that a little bit. What's a meal that you cook in there? It's like a slow cooker.
you
What's
can
the
use it
difference
as a slow
between that and
cooker.
a slow cooker?
So slow cooking takes longer. It uses high pressure. So frozen meats, that's
Mhm.
like the best example. Frozen meats and grains, right? Like rices and dried beans, lentils, stuff like that.
Right.
Blows everything out of the water in terms of time. I can take a frozen block of chicken, and if I prepped it right, which I'll buy a bunch of breasts, cut them up into small pieces, freeze those. The cut pieces cook faster than a whole piece, just like every other way of cooking. But we can drop in a pound of that, and then it's everyone will tell you it's like 13 minutes. It's 13 minutes of cooking time plus to get it up to temperature. That's it. And it's
13
fast.
minutes.
I literally
Like,
take it out of the freezer, I drop it in the pot with some liquid and call it a day. Like
what kind of
I
liquid you're
walk away
putting
from it.
in the liquid?
What's that?
What kind of liquid?
Water, chicken broth, any type of liquid, just so the thing doesn't burn. Because it basically uses steam, right? It's high pressure,
I don't know
and
anything
all
about
that steam helps cook it.
so and 13 minutes. How how long does it take two adults to eat a pound of chicken? How long does that last? 3 days?
We only do like that once a week, and then we'll have a lot of other grains and stuff. So I don't
Okay.
know. You could probably go through more. It depends how much meat. You're
13
not
minutes.
eating any meat.
And what are
You're a vegetarian now.
you're marinating the meat?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes we'll just throw like dried spices in or fresh herbs into the pot
And what
before
kind
we
of cooking is it? So it's like it's like boiled?
super moist. I wouldn't call it boiled. It's better than boiled. It doesn't lose the flavor. It actually keeps all the flavor in.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
it's good for every meal. In fact, we're this weekend we're going up to the Poconos. We're bringing with us these pancake balls
Mm-hmm.
that are made in the Instapot. We've made desserts in there. People think we're crazy, but it's the most moist desserts and breakfast things that I've ever made because all it's doing is keeping it in that moist environment.
Okay.
So
And it's
yeah,
better than so if you get one of those, you don't need a uh slow
slow
cooker.
cooker. No, you don't need the slow cooker. I mean, again, I can use this as a slow cooker if I want to cook something low and slow all day. It has the same settings as a slow cooker, so you could do it
Gotcha.
that way.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're recommending that people should get
Check
a
it out.
what's it
Try it
called?
out. It's the Instapot, and there's many versions out there. That's the name brand one.
Right.
There are plenty out there now.
How much does one of these go for?
I think the larger one, like complete set 8 quart, is somewhere in like the 150 range. I think the
Okay.
6 quart is like low 100s. It's not
Okay.
not terribly expensive. Make some of the best rice comparable to a rice cooker.
Okay.
Um, so you get a whole lot and you can really do away with a lot of other
Interesting.
appliances.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess that's good because I mean we're trying to cook more and we can it sounds like you could do it faster, you could do it all day instead of because what it's tough once 5 o'clock hits,
Well,
five
it's too
thirty.
late by then. Yeah, if you
It's
don't have dinner prepared or
yeah,
thought of at minimum, it's hard to
right.
do it
And
that
then
late.
we're
Yeah.
and then we're spending $1 million on takeout. So and it's not good. There's, salt and sugar and fats and all sorts of stuff.
All
So,
things that'll kill you.
yeah, exactly. Well, I want to uh-oh. Where is so I'm going to go back to the beginning. My unsolicited life advice is actually a little more abstract. I like this is good because this is balanced. You very practical. Here's how to make some dinner. Here's how to make anything. Here's how to make a lot of stuff. This is something you need. This is more about this is more abstract. So I'm gonna bring it back to the quote, the Jerry Garcia quote.
Hmm.
Somebody has to do something, and it's just incredibly pathetic that it has to be us. And Jerry Garcia, whether you like the Grateful Dead or not, I would say I'm a casual fan. He didn't have like he doesn't have like a a voice that you would consider like a traditionally good voice. Bob
Right.
Dylan, the same. Bob Dylan came
Hmm.
before, but if you didn't know if Bob Dylan never existed and you saw some guy named Bob Dylan singing with his voice, you might not think he was a good singer. Like he's not a good singer, but
Hmm.
I like that these guys they went for it, and this was their voice, and that's what made them. If Jerry Garcia and Bob Dylan if their voice was more traditional, I don't think they'd be as successful. Um, you're talking about 30 years touring and, selling out concerts, the Grateful Dead.
Non-stop.
Bob,
Yep.
right, Bob Dylan's been going since the 60s. He's on tour now.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, dozens of albums. Many people consider him, the greatest American songwriter. Um, big impact. But I guess my point is what I'm trying to convey is that um, regardless of what anyone thinks. And this is not singing voice. This is like your voice your expression as a human being is kind of like Jerry Garcia and Bob Dylan. Like it's unique. There's only one of you, especially in this age of AI, um, where people can get content and create stuff very easily. I think whether you're working in corporate world or whatever you're doing, you can kind of harness like your uniqueness and focus on that instead of being the traditionalist and your unique expression can be something that makes what you do valuable and noteworthy. That's my
Just you just made this very serious very quickly.
yeah, I mean,
But
listen,
hey, I like
I
it.
think
You're you have a very strong belief in people, and I think you're describing a lot of what you believe in and what you do. So I think that's great.
yeah, I there's a quote, Thelonious Monk, everyone's a genius being themselves. And I do believe that. And that's what I love. The most boring thing in the world would be if there were 1,000 Jasons running around. That would like I love talking to people and I love hearing their story and being authentic and um that word kind
Everyone's got a story. Everyone
Right,
does.
everyone's got a story, but I want to hear the real. Like I want the real story. I want the story that you would tell if you were out at lunch and, or out at a bar or something. That's the side of people I want, is the real side, not what people think you want to hear or the sanitized version. So I think we need more of that. That's how by talking through it, that's how you get through everything. I think talking is a undervalued superpower. So
And then Jason's campaigning for all of you right now. So be your authentic self, talk to some people over a game of chess, settle your differences, and learn something about each other out there.
exactly. That's the greatest thing I ever heard you say. It's fantastic. Not just because you were quoting me and pulling all the threads together, but that's it. That's it.
You make it sound so easy, man.
I think
Why
it
can't we
is.
all just get along?
I mean, what's hard about it, right? What is hard about it? What is hard about it? I've demonstrated in my own life that you could go in and you could be confrontational and you're not going to get anywhere. You can come in and meet people where they are at and you can make a lot of progress really fast. Um, it takes some guts to do that. You kind of got to put some skin in the game and be out there and be willing to sacrifice, kind of like what, you have to meet people halfway. So anyway, that's where we're at. You have any plugs for me? Any things I need to check out?
I don't think I have anything good for you this week. I didn't come across anything that really stood out.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I will give you can if you want, you can take the American
Riviera
Riviera
Orchard.
Orchard.
The
That's
ARO. Let's call it the ARO.
It's just too many names. It's so easy to hate her. So I do feel a little bit bad, but I do feel like some of that is they have they have built a brand on kind of just being, you know, talking airing out the dirty laundry. And so
hmm
I don't think that gets a good response from people.
I don't pay attention, I gotta be honest. And people say it's easy to hate her. I didn't know who she was. I literally, in 2023, binged the entire series of Suits and realized who she was. I don't think she's a bad person, but I also don't follow her life.
I don't think she's a bad person, but she does not come across as she doesn't come across as real. She kind of comes across like she's kind of scheming and is kind of phony. I think that's the impression. And again, I don't know. I don't know if space exists. I think it does. I don't know if Meghan Markle is fake or phony. I don't know. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. I do know that if she's getting into the lifestyle blog space.
Did someone leak your idea? Did she
No, she's never gonna trust me. Wait till you see this. There's no way that anybody could copy this. So Gwyneth Paltrow Meghan Markle, step aside. There is there's a new guy in town. So
That's it. Putting Goop out of business.
yes. So coming soon. This is an unbelievable lifestyle brand that I'm creating. It's a lifestyle of really not having a lifestyle, to be honest. It's
Eh,
mostly about not going anywhere or having a lifestyle. So, but that's the thing. And that's the thing. Not leaving your house, you save tons of money. You can it's your house or where you live, your space, you can customize it how you like. And there's so many options now. So
mhm.
you can buy so many different cool things on Amazon or anywhere else to make your backyard and to put lights and have parties, have people over. But you always have to this is I'll give you another free tip. Um, you always have a start time. People are not going to come at the start. So you expect them, they'll come whatever time you want them to come, you put the start time a half hour before that. Most
Mhm.
people will roll in by about half hour in. The real jerks will get in there an hour or later. But
Yeah,
you
I've been in
always
that bucket sometimes.
you all well, yeah. You always put an end time. You set the expectation. The party is over. Otherwise, you're going to have people that are going to just ride it
Oh
out.
yeah.
They'll be there. You'll go to sleep and they'll still be there watching
Yeah.
TV, playing pool, whatever. They'll do whatever. They just want to be somewhere. And I'm not one of those people. I like the party starts at 2, party ends at 6.
Party's over. Go
Bye.
home.
It's like that phrase, if you like cake and you eat it every day, eventually you get sick of it. I don't want to get sick of people. I want to keep the space. I don't want to hang
You're
out with people.
portioning out your social time. That's
Yeah. Why would you want to spend time with somebody until you're sick of them? I don't understand it. You know, I don't.
listen, to each his own. I can see your point of view, but it depends on what's going on, I think. There's a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
factors to my
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah. Now, red flag. You're never coming over here unless I give you a hard stop. I'll only
You're
meet you
giving
for
me
lunch.
a closing time.
Uh, I'll tell you what, I would have sat at that restaurant for 4 hours that one day.
Yeah, we go
I,
back.
yeah, I was, but this is the thing. Here's another tip.
We're
I
gonna
hope
be here all night with all these
I
tips.
hope Meghan Markle's listening. This is going to make her website much better if she steals these. You, you meet on neutral ground. So we went for lunch. We go to
Hmm.
lunch at a place, which I love. Um, but I can leave at any time. Doesn't matter. It's not like I'm at your house.
Right.
You can say, listen, I gotta go. Frank was there. He left there. He left.
Hmm.
Beautiful. But if you come to my house and you come for 15 minutes or something, you can't do that. You do you understand? If you're at a neutral place, then I'm free to go whenever I have to
Yeah,
go. It's better.
it's a good tip.
And if I don't want to be there anymore, I just go. I gotta go. Oh, I got a meeting or something. But I go to somebody's house. Oh, they've made food, and now I'm obligated to stay there for a certain amount of time. Uh, and if I leave earlier, that's why you just go somewhere else. It's great.
So
So that I think is important. And I don't go out more than 4 hours is the maximum. I can't do it. It's four
yeah,
hours. Yeah. What? There's no reason to be out more than 4 hours. What am I doing?
you got a date at home.
What am I doing? My wife and I, when we go out to dinner, if we can do it, we'll go out 5:30 reservations. Not even we're not looking for specials or early bird menu or any of that nonsense. Wait staff is fresh. The food is fresh. Everybody's fresh. Is the crowd that comes in at 5:30 is a lot different than the crowd that comes in at 7:30. We have a nice time. We talk during dinner. We listen to a podcast. We usually talk on the way home. We're home by 8 o'clock, watching TV on the couch, canoodling. and having fun. I don't want to be out until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I want to be in bed then. Honestly, everybody, oh, we got to go out. How long did you stay out? No, 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 no. Got to get up the next
We
day.
went out, we went home, we're good.
Right.
That's the way you see it.
I want to be 10 o'clock. I want to be in bed. I don't want to be out, especially nothing. What is that saying? Nothing good happens after 10 o'clock. I believe it. I wouldn't
That's
know because
something
I'm
that
never
parents
out.
always said.
Yeah, it was true. I mean, I wouldn't know. I have to take their word for it. I'm never out past 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I did love I went for a walk last week and I think I told you this, I kept walking and it was 10:30 I came in. But there was nobody out. Trust me, if I saw somebody, I would have ran home.
You didn't have a non-lethal weapon on you.
I may have, but I don't put myself in harm's way for a walk. Trust me. So, anyway. All right, my friend. I think
Yes,
this
sir. I
concludes
think it's time.
another episode of The Last Show. We will please check out jasonmessina.com and I don't care if you like or subscribe. That's totally on you. Doesn't matter to me. What do I care?
I think you should do it.
It's non-lethal attack on me. So, all right. Thank you, my friend.
Hey,
We'll
we'll
talk
see you
soon.
soon.
All right. Bye, sir.